6:45. Welcome back to a great day on this April Fool's Day. Yes, it is the 1st of April, and the man who is here with all your answers, no fooling when it comes to cars, is the one and only Ron the Car Guy.
It's kind of ironic that on April Fool's Day you bring all the fools in to have them on the show.
It's perfect.
It all works together.
That's why we all get along, right, Ron?
This hour, featured fools include Ron the Car Guy.
This hour's featured fool is.
That could have been a whole show in itself.
So what are we talking about today, young man?
You know, we got a couple of things to talk about, but one I wanted to talk about and let people know is coming up is we're having a car care class. We do one every year in the spring and the fall, and it's not a West Side Auto Pros or Ron the Car Guy car care class. It's actually through West Des Moines Community Schools.
Oh, okay.
But I have taught it for many years now. We host it at my shop, and we've got one of those coming up on April 15th, and there's still some seats left available. You can register for that. And something that we've spun a little differently on it is in the past it's been marketed and held as a ladies car care clinic, and we've actually got some negative feedback on that because there's been guys that want to come to it. Mm-hmm. So we changed it, the format a little bit, and we changed the name. It's Ladies and Gentlemen Start Your Engines. And so it's for men or women, and we've got both signed up for it, and it's coming up April 15th.
Yeah, because guys need help too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sometimes we don't want to admit that we need help.
And that's the hardest part too, because
is.
you're a guy, you're supposed to know about cars.
Exactly. But identifying the problem is the first step.
Right.
So
that you don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
So what are the kind of things that you cover if people are interested in checking this out?
Some of the stuff, Jackie, that we cover, and we talk about bits and pieces of this on air, but we certainly go more in depth. We talk about the do's and don'ts of maintenance. There's been a lot of talk in the last year and a half. California kind of started the ball rolling of whether or not maintenance should be recommended outside of the factory maintenance schedule. So we talk about that a little bit. One of the things that we talk about that gets the most feedback on it is we talk a lot about tires. The quality of the tires, what to look for when you're buying. I mean, the price and round and black aren't the only two things that you should consider when you're buying a tire for
so
your
much
car.
for my checklist.
But we do go in depth about the born on date that we've talked about, the expiration date.
And that makes a lot of sense. The more you think about it, the more sense that makes.
It does. And it's kind of interesting because I usually cover that like in the first half of the class, and then we take a break. And during the break, people are outside in the parking lot with their flashlight,
looking at their car.
Exactly, looking for the expiration date on their tires. Exactly. So that's something that we talk about. We talk about how to reduce the cost of repairing your car without compromising the quality of the repair and the safety of the repair. I mean, there's often alternatives. I had a call just Friday from a gentleman that had a European vehicle, and it needed the computer that runs the anti-lock brake system. And through the manufacturer where he'd had it looked at, it was almost a $3,500 part, which isn't uncommon.
Wow.
And you start taking a car that's 6, 8, 9 years old. I mean, to buy a $3,500 part, you wonder how many cars have been totaled because of that.
Right.
But there's alternatives. If you've got the right software and the right computers. Sometimes you can get a used one. It has to be reprogrammed for that vehicle.
Okay.
Or we've got a couple of companies that we can send those to, different electronic components, and they'll repair them or remanufacture them. And of course, that's an option that's available to people, but not all places know about it. Not all places offer it.
And it does take some time.
Oh, it does take time. Absolutely. Unfortunately, it always happens to family. But my brother-in-law has an Acura vehicle that's been in our shop for 31 days now because we're waiting to have the navigation drive rebuilt and reconfigured.
Oh, really?
But he's going to save almost $3,000 doing it that way. So you got to look at the trade-off. Is it worth sending something out and having that done, or do you want it fixed right now, or do you just want to ignore it? Maybe it doesn't need to be fixed on the car.
Okay.
Right.
So
it's good to know those options are out there, because when you're in that state of panic, sometimes you think that is the only answer, and sometimes there's other options.
Exactly. And people just need to tell you your options, and then give you enough information so you can decide what's best for you at the time.
Okay. And how long of a class is it then?
It runs from 6 to 9. It's 3 hours. We have a little bit of break in between. We will have light snacks and hors d'oeuvres. We'll have wine for the women, beer for the guys.
Okay.
So we'll get everybody loosened up to ask some good questions.
Okay.
Nice.
But again, it's April 15th. The cost is $24.
That's not too bad.
No, and that goes to it's yeah. That means they don't pay me much to do it, kind of like here. And
Us too. We understand what you're talking about completely.
it goes to it's put on by the West Des Moines Community School District. It's their adult Learn West, their adult education class.
Okay.
And if you want more information, I mean, you can call me or email me, Ron at westsideautopros.com. And I can send you the link where you can just click on and register.
Okay, now we just got done going through the winter. A lot of sand and things put on the roadways. A lot of people experiencing chips in the windshield.
I need to come see Ron because my couple of inches has, in the wonderful weather we've been having here recently, has expanded.
Is growing?
Has growing. I'm watching.
Point. You get those temperature
have a
changes.
deal
I'm
going
watching
on.
it grow.
We do.
This weekend I watched it grow about a couple of inches, so I'm like, whoops.
Don't let it get it too long, or otherwise you have to buy a windshield. We're talking about chips and cracks on windshields. And yeah, we do have a special. We're going to run it the entire month of April. It's the KCWI Channel 23 special. For $23, we will repair up to 4 chips or a crack in your windshield.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The key to that, though, is you want to get that done as soon as possible. The longer you wait, then your crack is going to grow.
Yeah.
That didn't come out right, but anyway, the other important part is in those chips and cracks. I mean, as you wait, like the rain and the stuff that we had yesterday, that dirt that you see on your car after it's done raining, it gets into the crack, and we can clean it out a little bit, but not the best.
And then if it's wedged in there.
Exactly. So we fix it, and it's still visible because it's a safe fix. It's a structurally integral fix. But you can still see it. So the fresher it is when we go to repair it, the better the result is.
Now, again, before we let you go, I just want to talk about one other thing with the weather we've had nowadays with the colder temperatures. It's not warming up. Does Jackie need to change her headlight fluid to the summer blend, or can she keep the winter blend in it for a little while since it is still going to be cold?
I err on the side of caution. I leave the winter blend in until May 1st.
Okay,
I do not
My
leave it till May 1st.
headlight fluid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And use the halogen headlight fluid too.
Yeah, it's
You
cost
guys
a
have
little more,
car.
Yeah.
but it's
The blue
worth it.
fluid.
The blue fluid.
definitely worth
Okay.
it. Just so you know.
Check all the fluid.